Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai, Barakia, 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 Baraknow, 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 Barakshai, Barakshai, Yahweh Hashem, Yahushai. Shalom. For the real Hebrew Israelites come to week in and week out, prophesying the return of the Most High and His heavenly Son. First and foremost, one is the all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles out in New York, a great millstone at GMS. Honors to all Akim around the planet, lifting up the name of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, in truth and sincerity. This is Brother Uriah. Take another sit down. All right, as you see in the title, it says the super blue moon, the super blue blood moon, eclipse in prophecy of impending doom. The super blue blood moon eclipse in prophecy of impending doom. We just had one the other day. I've been meaning before it happened, I was going to do a lesson on it, and when it was happening and after, and the Spirit didn't have me had a chance to get to it until a couple of days after. And, you know, people don't know that it's a sign of the times and the sign of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua's return and impending doom to America the Great. Okay. Let's see. We have yet another eclipse in super blue blood moon, which has not occurred in over 100 years, prophesying of impending doom. Okay. So, first of all, what is a super blue blood moon? All right, let's go look. Go to space.com. Super blood blue. And the sad thing about it, I was really want to do it. Usually, when we have a eclipse, a solar eclipse, lunar eclipse, or a blood moon, or whatever, we've been able to catch a couple of them and do a film outside showing it in prophesying, which is more dramatic and, you know, beautiful and whatever. But sometimes, like the other day, it was overcast and cloudy, couldn't see shit. Okay, so it made it, and he saw chemtrails and sprays the skies heavily. And one of the reasons why he does it is not only to poison you with all the shit that he puts out there in the skies with these chemicals. This is a good example right here. This is a real contrail, which is steam and so forth from a plane, and it might go maybe 1,000 feet or so behind the plane. A chemtrail stays for thousands of feet like this, and they do designs, crisscrosses. I've even seen pentagrams in the sky. Okay, literally. And matter of fact, I just missed it. There's one, and they set this up, and for them to put a pentagram in the sky, they set it up to be that. Here go one right here. That's actually literally a pentagram. Go up right here, go down here, here, there, and there. All right. They literally put these in here because they're evil and demonic, and they want to kill us, because the majority of that cocktail in the chemtrails is a mixture of barium, selenium, all kind of shit you're not supposed to be breathing. All right, microfibers, death, you know, the flu, all kind of shit. All right, and we wonder why we be getting sick and getting a persistent cough and feeling like shit. It was because they put it in the sky. All right, well, they had the sky chemtrailed the hell out. Okay, and we couldn't see it here in Chicago, but this is what a super so-called blue blood moon is. All right, and there's a couple of events that's happened, letting you know the Lord's about to do a couple of things too. Okay, because first it was is a super moon. What I'm gonna go to see. Wait, just put what is a super moon. Right. Open up another tab. What is a blue moon? I'm opening up another tab. What is a blood moon? And then we have one more. What is an eclipse? Right? Just in case you don't know, that's our job as men of the Lord, as prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. our jobs. Hey, Shalom, Elder. Um, Khan designer Kim's destroyed. That's right, brother. And in Chi-Town, I know this is all over, but I can just attest to you in Chi-Town, we see it get down damn near every day, all through the day. When you get a morning, like, man, this. I was sometimes driving a cab at 5, 6, 7 in the morning, so I see the daylight come, and it's a pure blue sky. By the end of rush hour, chemtrail down. Like, what the fuck? It was just, you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes you wake up when as soon as the sky breaks, it just they're wicked. Okay. But anyway, um, so they said there's a super blue blood moon. 2018 here are the best photos and pictures. And we're going to go individually first over all of these. All right. Real quick. What is the supermoon? The phenomenon whereby the moon appears particularly large in the sky owing to the coincidence of its closest approaches to the Earth, the perigee, with a full or new moon. So it's basically a supermoon is as the Earth and the moon revolve. Okay, I can't remember. Okay, as the Earth and moon is revolving. Okay, the moon might revolve around the Earth at a far degree. I can't see how. Okay, say this is the Earth, is this fist here, and this is the moon. Sometimes the moon is up here revolving, and it's right here, and then once in a while when it's jerk it comes close to the sun and revolves, and then sometimes it's back into longer track around the Earth. So it appears closer and appears further at times depending on the time and seasons and the clock of the Lord. All right, so it's when the moon is closest to the Earth, it looks way bigger. Okay, now what's that conductive to? The fact that the Lord is getting closer and closer to the Earth, and it's about to be big things coming very soon. All right, so that's a supermoon. Now, blue moon, a phenomenon where the moon appears bluish owing to smoke or dust particles in the atmosphere, which is bullshit. But this is the one right here. A second full moon in a calendar month. So you look at uh, full moon calendar 2018, and you go the first and up space.com again. I'll see if they show the it was two occurring in the okay, here we go. That's what I was saying. We had a full moon January 1st and one January 31st, which according to, and we're going to prove this in the scriptures, according to the scriptures, the word moon, charash, means month. It signifies the beginning of the month. So it's no way you can have two full moons in a month, because the new moon shows you a new month. And so it's only one a month, and that's it. That lets you know Esau's calculation of 20, 29, 30, well, 28, 29, 30, 31 days, which varies. It's a leap year, there's 28 days in the month of February. Otherwise, it'll be 29 days in the month. And every other month is either 30 or 31 days, which is just complete madness because that doesn't match the skies, which how we're supposed to keep track of time. Okay, so a blue moon is having two full moons within a month span, according to Esau's calculations. All right, showing how much confusion is fucked up here. Okay, now what is a blood moon? A phenomenon whereby the moon in total eclipse appears reddish in color as it is illuminated by the sunlight filtered and refracted by the Earth's atmosphere. Okay, so when there's a total eclipse and the moon somewhat appears reddish or reddish in color, and as the scripture said, and as they call it, blood. That's when the scripture said the moon shall turn into blood, and we're going to prove that too. A blood moon. Right, so those three different phenomena, which usually happen way and far between individually, and the culmination of it happening together when time hasn't happened in over 100 years. And the last one is an eclipse, which is part of the blood moon is a total eclipse. But eclipse, a skirring of light from one celestial body by the passage of another between it and the observer, or between it and the source of illumination. So you can have a lunar eclipse, a solar eclipse, and several types of eclipses. All right. So right now we had a big phenomenon. All right. That's right, Matati. That shit is impossible. Esau's full of 100% shit. All right. They have a super blue blood moon eclipse. All right. So that's basically 4 events in one. All right. Which is really a prelude of the Lord about to do multiple events of tearing this place down. He's going to be tearing down Babylon the Great. He's going to be subduing the heathens, destroying the 2/3, and delivering the 1/3 in the elect of Yahweh by Shem Yahushai. Okay, establishing his kingdom. So multiple events about to happen, and that's why the Lord is giving us nothing but signs, which the earth is, trembles at. We got to prove that too. All right. Matter of fact, let me get that right now. This is Jeremiah 10:2. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. The Most High said the heathen, that's everybody outside the Israelite, including 2/3 of the Israelites who don't believe in our heritage and culture, are just wicked Israelites. Okay. He said, be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. So the Lord will show different things in the heavens, and one of them is the blood moon, the lunar eclipse, the solar eclipse, the meteors, the chariots that come in and out. All right. And people get bent out of shape. All right. Or go elated, or they go get to certain degrees, go through a myriad of emotions. The righteous, we're excited by them. The wicked, they're dismayed at it. Simple as that. Okay. So I'm gonna go a little bit and read them. This is about read our rap story here about the meetup of a blue moon, supermoon, and total lunar eclipse. See more readers' photos here. It was the first total lunar eclipse since 2015, and the first blue moon, blood moon, visible from the U.S. since 1866. So we haven't had it in over 100 years. This is this shit ain't 19. It's been over 150 years. All right. See our video highlight reel above and read for more amazing photos and so forth. All right. I'll just show a couple of pictures there. There's a picture that was seen from Oakland, California. So it looks like it's really big because it's a super moon. It is a so-called blue moon because it was the same full moon that occurred twice in the so-called Esau month. And it was a blood moon because it was an eclipse where it makes the moon look like it's blood. All right. And really what the Lord is telling us that when you see this happen, there's going to be some shit coming down over on this kingdom. Matthew 16:1. The Pharisees also with the Sadducees came, and tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. Now usually the Pharisees and Sadducees were fighting each other and arguing with each other over doctrines of law. But when it came down to the real men of the Lord, which proves that we're the real men of the Lord, these other groups, these fake ass groups, because there's righteous Pharisees and there's probably righteous Sadducees and wicked Pharisees and wicked Sadducees. All right. But as a whole, they were going, off to a certain degree versus, what Yahweh Bashem Yahushai came for to set up the righteous elect and the administration of the kingdom, which is the so-called Negro, Latinos, Native American, the elect 1/3 and 144,000 of them. They're the administrators and the rulers of the kingdom of all existence, the universe. All right. But within our group, we see IUIC, GOCC, ITR, HODC, and AOC, and all these other camps. And they all unite to come against us, which is like they did back in the scriptures, all right? Which lets you know, and then alongside of the heathens, even taking sides with the heathen and accepting the heathens, right? Which proves that we are the hopeful righteous elect, okay? He answered and said unto them, well, it said, the Pharisees and the Sadducees came, tempting desired him that he would show them a sign from heaven. And that's what they always want us to prove what we say is true through some other miraculous means. All right, we are proving it. We are your sign. Just the fact that we out here with the garments of border blue and fringes, and out here with our beards, out here with the scriptures, coming precept to come precept, precept upon precept, week in and week out. On the weekends, setting up the camps, and then during the week, having the different shows, the live shows and videos, and then pouring out the perfect, pure doctrine of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, with evidence and archaeology, evidence in historians, evidence in the scriptures, evidence in the spirit, evidence in the oral tradition. We're the only ones who got it lock, stock, and barrel. Okay. He answered and said unto them, when it is evening, ye say, it will be fair weather, for the sky is red. And in the morning, it will be foul weather today, for the sky is red and lowering. O ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky, but ye cannot discern the signs of the times. All right. It's hard for, let alone 2/3 of our people, the real Israelites, so-called Negro, Latino, and Confucian and faces scattered abroad, to get the download and understand what the Lord is doing. But it's even harder for the heathen to get it. All right. So people wander around here. Oh, super blue bubble. That's cute. Oh, we can't look at the camera. Last time we had the big lunar eclipse, hey man, there was people out there camping out with their little lawn chairs. I ain't never seen as many people out sitting on their porches. Jake say in the house, man, especially in the hood. But everybody in the hood was out on their porch, cameras out, telescopes out, you know, popping popcorn, you know what I'm saying, barbecuing, chilling to see the sight. All right. But they're not understanding what is coming behind this sight, which is death. The Lord is about to shake this place up, man. And it needs a good shaking, because everything this America has done is brought us over here and put us in slavery and beat us down and hunted us like rabbits. All right. And just subdued us completely. All right. You got the so-called Native American Indians, that our brothers, they got subdued, and now they live pockets. Matter of fact, if this was all of the Native American land going from North America with Canada and America and so forth, they might have, let's see, they'll be lucky to have this much, you know what I'm saying? That's probably too much. You know, now of course they're not in one location, they're scattered all about, you know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I'll show you. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure it'll pop up in one of these searches, right? Native American Indian reservations. Now let's see how many little dots we gonna see on that big ass map. All right, there we go. Well, let's get one, a good color one. All right, so you got all this land. All right, yeah, all this land. All right, and I was trying to zoom in a little bit. Okay, zoom in a little bit. You got all this land, and the little bing, little dot, bing, 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 little. Oh, you get a little bit of pockets here and there, but look at that. That's not even the size of damn near of a majority of the states. All right, and that's what they've done. They squished all the so-called Native American Indians onto little bitty reservations, and of course the ones that look more like they retain their color. You know what I'm saying? Like so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans. You'll look at a man like me, or different brothers. Matter of fact, the elder Malcolm, who was I don't know if he's still on online. He's a Reubenite. You know what I'm saying? Elder Apostle Ricard, he's a Reubenite. All right. If they don't hurry up and come fast enough, you know, you all, those who don't know, I just wanted to see if I can show you a visual GMS Maccabean spirit. All right. And here you go. Perfect. Right here. The brother, this is the brother right here. He's a Reubenite. He looks like a so-called, this average so-called Negro. You would think he's just a straight up black man. Well, he is a so-called black man, which just means a man of color. All right, dark skin, of ranging from light brown to dark brown. All right, but he's a Reubenite, a Seminole Indian. Okay, so we're scattered abroad, but you can see that their native land, which was their land, the Lord dictated for them, has been stolen. and taken away. Okay, through the spirit and power. How about you? He's going to have to rectify that. All right, and that's what the scriptures are talking about. All right. So so I'm just gonna go jump into some of these scriptures. I don't want to make this too long. Um, Genesis 1 and 14. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day from the night, and let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and for years. All right. They can sit there and prognosticate the weather. They can sit up there and prognosticate who might win a Super Bowl because of this player and that player, this thing and that thing, this injury and that injury or whatever. But when it comes down to the scriptures and with the prophecies and all the signs the Lord said was going to happen, they can't discern that. Why? Because they're hypocrites, claiming to love the Lord, claiming to believe in God, claiming to love life and so forth, but not doing the things that's indicative and proven that it is so. All right. And the Lord said he put lights in the firmament for signs and for seasons and days to keep track of time, days, and years through the moon. So when the Lord keeps showing these signs and we keep coming up with these lessons, showing you, like the Lord is keep on saying, here's another one, here's another one, here's another one. We're supposed to get more spiritual, getting into, more deeper with the Lord and begging the Lord for protection and the impending doom, because it's a sign. All right, and let's keep reading. Sirach 43 and 5. Great is the Lord that made it, and his commandment runneth hastily. He made the moon, so you see what he's talking about, also to serve in her season for declaration of times, to declare time, and a sign of the world, a sign to tell you what is going on with the Most High, what he's about to do with this place. Match up what's the sign in the heaven with what the signs in the prophecies, and they match together. You know what's about to happen pretty soon. I cannot say it's going to be next week. No. Can I say it's going to be next month? No, but hopefully it's this year. Hopefully it's within the next year or two. And I did a lesson before, several lessons, following all the moon, the major lunar eclipses and solar eclipses, and then in the years and that they occurred, and then major events that happened around that time period shortly thereafter. And you got things like World War II. You got things like Martin Luther King and that whole vibration. Yeah, there's a lot of big mega shit up coming over here to American slave ship. All those things were prophesied and warned in the scriptures. So now when we see them, it's also showing impending doom. All right. From the moon is the sign of feast, a light that decreases in her perfection. So that's how we know how to keep the feast days, the holy days. All right. We have the Purim, I think it just passed or was about to pass, as I believe it just passed. We're in it now or something like that. You have the new the Passover coming up, you know what I'm saying, in about a month or so. All right. So we know how to keep track of the times by watching the moon, the sun, the stars, and how the Lord dictated them to go down. We know how to keep the signs and understand the feast and things of that nature. All right, a light that decreaseth in her perfection, and we know that we have a new moon, which is, you can't see it, but just in case you don't know what the new moon looks like, because I've asked people and they have no idea what a new moon looks like. And they say, it was full, looks all bright. I thought they called that full. Oh, well, then they don't know, man. They don't know. New moon. All right. There you go. This is what a new moon looks like. It's in silhouette. You can sort of see it. Like, this is a really good one. You can sort of see it. And this is the matter of fact, that's perfect. It decreases and increases in its perfection, like the scripture says. All right. You can still see it, letting you know that it's a ball of light. All right. Contrary to what Esau would have you to believe, that it's a dark piece of rock. But when it's totally in silhouette outside of the sun, you know, reflecting upon it, you still can see it. Right? How can you see it? Like this picture here, when you see the sun reflecting on that part of it, because it has its own light. It's just a lesser light, like the scripture said. And we already read it in Genesis, the first chapter, and I'll go back there just to be specific on it. Verse 16, and God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser what? Light to rule the night. It's still a luminary. It's still a luminous body. All right. Chandelier. You have chandeliers, you can dim it or you can make it full brightness. The same thing with the moon. Okay. And the difference between the moon and the sun. All right. People don't go get deep, so they don't know. All right. Um, that's right, Des Moines. And this is why they're scared of the Lord. All right. This is Luke 21:26, GMS Des Moines. Matter of fact, I'll start with verse 25. I think you put up here. Um, and there should be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars and upon the earth, distress of nations, which is that's already happening. You have distress between Syria, Turkey, North Korea, South Korea, United States, the Philippines, Russia, Brexit, the Greek, France, Europe, or the whole European Union. The United States is just fucked and in shambles. Over there in Venezuela, shit still ain't right. Puerto Rico, shit ain't right. You going down the list, Brazil is not right. All right, you have turmoil and troubles going throughout the whole planet, and amalgamation of troops over there in the Middle East, which is where the Battle of Armageddon is going to be. So these prophecies are hitting home runs. All right. Earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. All right, and we've had hurricane after hurricane. It was the biggest hurricane season ever. It's about to get worse. Okay, we had the worst forest fires ever in California, coupled with mudslides and all kind of shit. Lord's been jacking their asses up. Hallelujah. All right. Um, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are come upon the earth, where the powers of heaven shall be shaken, and they shall see. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. Right. And Shalom Kabar and the rest of y'all came on the comment boards, and Ahwath that come on the comment boards to watch a little bit later. All right. The Most High is bringing that down great wrath, man. All right. Back to Sirach 43 and 8. The month is called by her name, Kharash. That's where you get the word moon from. Moon, month, moon. It's the same word, man. And motherfuckers just don't know. um, the month is called by her name, increasing wonderfully in her changing, being an instrument of the armies above, shining in the firmament of heaven. All right. So the Lord is showing us, right? And only the wise are seeing this. The wicked can't see this. This is wisdom 8, wisdom of Solomon 8:8. If a man desire much experience, she knoweth things of old, and conjectureth right what is to come. So this is not pure conjecture where motherfuckers is talking out of their ass. We're conjecturing right because we already see what's going to happen through the spirit and through the scriptures. All right. She knoweth the subtleties of speeches and expound dark sentences. Matter of fact, yeah, we can go see the subtleties in the speech of Donald Trump about an impending sign that he's showing on the left-hand side. All right. And the Lord give us the understanding what of his words. All right. He says, this is a quote from Donald Trump. This is right before he did the State of the Union address. I would love to be able to bring back our country into a great form of unity. Trump said, without a major event where people pull together, that's hard to do. But I would like to do it without the major event, because usually that major event is not a good thing. So he said, in order for, he said he wants to bring the country back together to be unified, which is a nation divided against itself will not stand, so it's not going to happen. But he said without a major event where people pull together, that's hard to do. So he's telling you in his subtle speech that they're planning a major event that's going to do what? Rock the nation, so they can get their one world order set up and established. All right. And they will get it to a certain degree, because the scripture says in the fullness of their sufficiency they'll be in straits, and when they cease to be treacherous with you, they will that we will be treacherous with them. All right. So it's going to become a time where they think they got everything under control after they've been putting the shit in flux on Jake, you know what I'm saying, and the heathens. They actually don't give a fuck about nobody, not even their own people. Okay. But this is Trump says it'll be hard to unify the country without a major event. And this is on pbs.org. All right, so these are prominent news sites showing that, like, hey, there's going to be some major event. Okay, But if you watch the State of the Union, you'll see that he's a pompous, it's just garbage, man. You know, and lies, rhetoric, right? But anyway, but the wise can expound those dark sentences, not only subtleties of speech, but the of heathen, but most importantly, the subtleties and speeches and the expounded dark sentences that's in the scriptures, because the scriptures are full of them. All right, and the Most High is not giving them, but only to the wise. Right, and just to, for the record, this is Proverbs 1, 2, and 5. I'm going straight to the point. A wise man will hear and will increase learning, and a man of understanding shall obtain unto wise counsels. To understand a proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings, their dark sentences. All right, that's the same thing over here. The Lord is giving us an understanding on how to expound upon the dark sentences. All right, and that's what we're doing, even though they're not listening. All right. Well, the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. So a fool's not going to hear, but the wise will. Back to Wisdom of Solomon 8 and 8. All right. She knoweth the subtleties of speeches. She can expound dark sentences. She is really talking about wisdom. Foreseeth signs and wonders and the events of seasons and times. Now, you got to be wise to foresee the signs and wonders of heaven. You have to be wise to understand the events and seasons and times to come. All right. That makes me think of Wisdom of Solomon, the 7th chapter and verse 18. Matter of fact, I'll go up to verse 15. God hath granted me to speak as I would, and to conceive at his meat for the things that are given me, because every man of the Lord is given their particular prophecy. When the Lord puts something in your spirit, and he said, what I tell you in secret, you exclaim upon the housetops. Everybody's personal ministry is catered and tailored like a custom fit suit to them. All right. I can't prophesy something that the Lord didn't give me. All right. If I look at, I mean, certain things the Lord give us, and it does cross areas with other brothers, but just in different ways. For instance, you got the elder Ariella out there in Dallas. Okay. He goes into the algorithms and he does it with the brother out in London sometimes, or by himself. And he'll go into these complex geopolitical politics. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I sit there and watch him here and there when I get a moment. And they're very deep, got very about world and what's going on in the geopolitical scene and how they apply to the scriptures. You go to Elder Malcolm here, he goes into a lot of history of this book, of that book, this book in particular, um, uh, the Roman Empire and the empire of the Edomites, okay, to Esau is Edom, okay, to you got different brothers, they have different gifts and different focuses, or like the elder brother Kazak in Mississippi, who goes into everything. And travels everywhere. And it just, the brother gave him a very heavy spirit to be into a lot of myriad of things. And I think sometimes I fit that category. I don't always go too deep in one. I have a kind of a spectrum of things, and I see a lot on the plate, and I just hit, and I try to keep it simple to the best of my ability. But we try to fulfill our lots, whatever the Lord has given us, man. All right, because we can't go outside of what the Lord has given us. Okay. But it says, God has granted me to speak as I would, and to conceive at his meat for the things that are given me. So that's what we do. All right. Because it is he that leadeth into wisdom and directeth the wise. And ultimately, he's leading all of us into the kingdom of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, and waking up others along the way. Those who believe in our words, of the words that we believe of Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. All right. For in his hand are both we and our words, all wisdom also, and knowledge of workmanship. For he has given me certain knowledge of the things that are, namely to know how the world was made, and the operation of the elements, the beginning, ending, and midst of the times, the alterations and the turnings of the sun, and the change of the seasons. All right. He's given us the understanding of the midst, the beginnings, the midst, and all the different levels of time. The Lord has given us a basic understanding of what is going on in the world today. And he tells us, now go tell them for me. Go speak it for me. Only ones who are going to hear you are those who are mine. Those who are not mine are not going to hear you. They're going to scoff you. They're going to hate you. They're going to come against you. They're going to try to kill you. You know what I'm saying? Let them do whatever they do, because whatever they try to do, I'll let them try to do. And you just to see what you're going to do. And if you're going to be obedient. So we got to be obedient to Yahweh Shem Yahushua no matter what he throws at us. And Yahweh Shem Yahushua is throwing the kitchen sink, man. The bathtub, too. The house. This is a tornado, a hurricane, a bullshit we're in now. Right? It takes Yahweh Shem Yahushua to calm your mind, calm your spirit, and be able to walk through the storm. That shit, shoo, shoo, shoo. You have to worry about it, because he'll tell you to stop, shoo, tell you to move, shoo. And when you sit down and don't listen, you get knocked up inside the head. And you hope it's not with the kitchen sink where it might kill you, or the tub. All right? You hope it's just a book, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, Lord, Salaki, Father. And trust me, I get beat all the time. I fuck up all the time. And they're like, Lord, I'm supposed to be on this high intellectual, spiritual man. Why? Because I'm getting simple mistakes, Lord. How come? And this is flesh, man. It wars against the soul. It presses down the spirit. And we a just man falleth 7 times. We got to always, and I'm not talking about like no major sins, because we sin in not having all cotton, all linen, all wool. We just make mistakes. Sometimes it's a big one, sometimes it's a little one. And as you grow in the faith, you try to keep the big ones at bay and just have little ones. All right, because we ain't trying to fuck up big, because that one big fuck up might be that exit fuck up, and we don't want that. All right, but the Lord is humbling us and keeping us contrite and showing us that we still got room to grow. All right. Back to wisdom. Okay, now we in Joel 2:31. The sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and terrible day of the Lord come. So the moon has been turned to blood yet again. All right. And it should come to pass. Now, whenever after this, what's going to happen after that? When it should come to pass, eventually after this moon turned blood before the what? Great and terrible day of the Lord. What's that great tribulation? Yes, sir. Right. That is coming. This is going to be Daniel 12:1. And at the time, Michael shall stand up, the great prince which standeth for the children of thy people. And there shall be a time of trouble such as never was since there was a nation, even to that same time. And at that time, the people shall be delivered, everyone that shall be found written in the book. All right. So it's going to be a great and terrible day of the Lord coming. All right. And it should come to pass, whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord shall be delivered. For in Mount Zion, Israel, and in Jerusalem, Israel shall be delivered. So he's delivering who? Israelites. So whosoever shall call on the name of the Lord amongst who? The Israelites shall be delivered. As the Lord has said, and in the remnant whom the Lord shall call. And who's he's going to call? Those of Israel. All right. You want to add something to that? You just change the doctrine. You're going to fuck off. It's not for the heathens. All right. It's not for the Chinese, the Japanese, and these other goddamn nations. It's only for the original, righteous, so-called Negro, Latino, Native American Israelites, and the confusion of faces that might look like any other nation, but their bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. All right. That's who it's for. All right. Acts 2:20. The sun shall be turned into the sun shall be turned into darkness and the moon into blood before the great and notable day of the Lord come. And it shall come to pass, whosoever call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Ye men of Israel, hear these words. Wait a minute, hold on. Let me highlight that. Who is he talking to? Ye men of Israel, hear these words. He wasn't talking to the Chinese, the Japanese, or whoever else. All right. Yahushua of Nazareth, a man approved of the Most High among you by miracles and wonders and signs, which the Most High did by him in the midst of you, as ye also yourselves also know. And here's more signs from Yahushua, who they ignorantly call Jesus, who is getting them from the Most High Yahweh about what's about to happen. And the moon turned to blood, a sign of impending doom coming right around the corner. All right, it's even in this Lord is trying to show you, and even today there was a was it matter of fact, I was gonna play that clip, I forgot too. But yeah, there's a little clip. This is, I set the point already. Trump won the major event that will change America for years to come. All right, and it's about to be a major event that's going to change America forever. Right, it's going to be destroyed. Okay, Actually, I forgot to say you took my train of thought. Right. Um, let's see. All right. Spirit, bring it back around. Revelation 6:12. And I beheld when he opened up the sixth seal. Oh, I know what I was about to do. God. Um, it was a okay. I don't think I pulled it up. Did I pull it up? No. I'll pull it up now. All right. I'll pull it up now. Stock market plunge 666. Okay. My brother had put it out. Right. This is today. This happened just now. This is happening as we speak. So it probably is a little bit worse than that, hopefully, or maybe it's closed now. I don't know. But the Dow plunges 666 points. Come on, get the fuck out of here. Are you serious? That's spiritual, and that's probably designed by them too. But we know their number and their of their signature. All right. Uh, Worst day since Brexit. All right. I don't. I don't know why this complaint doing all that Esau. I'd rather not even go to your site now. But you all saw it. It was up there briefly. That's good enough. You can go do your own research and see it. But uh, right. The stock market just dipped over 600 some points. All right. It's going to get worse. It's going to fall out, totally crash. All right. The dollar's going to totally die. Right, everything in America. You believe the State of the Union address and the pomp and the circumstances. Oh, we have more jobs than ever. We got more of this, and we're gonna do that. I want you all to build more nukes that we don't use, but just in case. You want to believe his madness? You can believe that madness. Okay, all right. But this is when you see these moons turning to blood. Look, all the blood moon, is a sign of impending doom. Look after this prophecy of the moon turned to blood of what's going to happen. This is Revelation 6:12. And I beheld when he opened the sixth seal, and lo, there was a great earthquake, and the sun became black as sackcloth of hair. And we've already had that this past year. Actually, we had several eclipses, lunar and solar, over the last year or so. All right. And the moon become as blood. And back in the day growing up, it was one every 10 years a solar event. It was not back to back to back to back. Now they stumbling, they damn near tripling over each other. All right. So to speak. All right. And the moon became as blood. So what happened here in Revelation prophecy? Verse 13, and the stars of heaven fell into the earth. All right. Even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs when she is shaken of a mighty wind. And the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every freeman, hid themselves in the dens of the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and rocks, follow us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, and from the wrath of the Lamb. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? So it's a big, huge wind. They said the heavens departed as a scroll. I'm gonna give you a this is to the doggest one. If I first of all, yeah, you have to go back into the history. IUIC, Great Millstone, the ISUPK. A lot of those groups came out of One Western back in New York, and a lot of them when there was a split between the different men, a lot of different camps came up. Ever since the beginning, IUIC, well, to be first, they weren't that bad, but they waxed worse and worse and worse and worse through the leadership of Bishop Nathaniel, all right, who says you can, his men, which he's co-signed and did not stop, said you can call God Yo Play Yogurt. You can call him whatever you want. There's no scripture that validates that. They said that it's June, ain't no microchip, it's June. Okay, they said, so basically telling the people you can take a chip. All these other groups have this philosophy. GOCC said, oh, you can be buddy with the white man. They got white men in the camp, right? The scripture says not that a heathen is not going to enter the congregation, period. All right. You have a lot of philosophies that are being taught in the scriptures that correctly, like the men of Great Millstone, and then you have those incorrectly from these other camps. All right. So bottom line is, And then that, like this sister Leah B, GMS puts their lives and freedom on the line. And that's every single week, all the time, throughout the week. Rain, sleet, or snow. Other groups take time off, months off, weeks off, years off, and then come back and as if there's some authority and they ain't that, they're coming to you weekend and weekend. Where the fuck you been, nigga? You ain't been anywhere. I ain't seen you in over a year. You know what I'm saying? You ain't had 10 minutes for the Lord. It's over 10,000 minutes in a week. You didn't have 10 of them for the Lord. You could have given him 30 minutes. Fuck out of here. So the Lord says, and the elder younger brother Mathathia says, now I beseech you, Romans 16:17, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them. That's why. And exactly 100% on point. All right. Hey, then you need to come and deal. The dog is 1 and 5. All right. Because if you're a man of the Lord and you're a man, you're supposed to report. All right, because this is the last call for alcohol. It's the last call for wine. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai in that dinner party, man. All right, that banquet of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. This is it. We men of the Lord have to be on the front lines, okay? And as Malcolm says it all the time, risking our lives week in and week out, man, because that's what we do. We're all targets. We're all on their databases and all of their lists. All right, and it's fine. We don't get no fuck because our life is miserable here. We're not happy here. America has nothing to offer us except death. So why not bring it on? All right. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai will be there at 4 o'clock on Staten Adams. All right, Staten Adams. Ah, shit. Maybe had me messed that up. But 4 o'clock tomorrow. All right. We are there from Staten Adams, right by the CVS on the Adams side of the street. From 4 o'clock to approximately 8 to 9 o'clock, depending on the time, depending on the week. So you never know. If it's super, super cold, we might leave a little early. All right, which we don't even like to do that, but we don't want to be over righteous. So if it's really, really super cold, then we'll leave a little early. You know what I'm saying? Well, anybody who's a true man of the Lord, a true woman of the Lord, they're going through shit and they're going to be targeted by the Spirit to go through some shit to prove that their love and fidelity for Yahweh Shem Yahshua. Well, say Lord's will, you're coming out, because if you say Lord said whatever we say we're gonna do, say Lord's will. All right. So I hope to see you, bro. Just let me know that's you too. All right. You'll see us and the brothers out there and stick, come in, be prepared to stay, and make sure you layer up. I wear 3 layers of pants, 3 or 4 layers of shirts, a couple of jackets, and gloves and hat, scarf, the whole nine. You don't play with this Chicago Hawk. Right. Saw one brother was nice and like 50 degrees in the daytime. By that time that Hawk came, that night came, dropped down about 30. All he had was a little jacket. I'm like, bro, what are you doing, bro? Come on, man. You gonna be visiting your ass in an emergency room. All right. Back to Revelation 6:14. And the heaven departed as a scroll. Oh, I had read all this, right? I want to show you the scroll. I want to show Khan. I'm gonna end on that mushroom. Wow. Matter of fact, if it's fine, let's see if they come up. There you go. All right. You're gonna start seeing this. This is what you're gonna see. All right. That's that scroll. A scroll unfolds. All right. And he was trying to use an example of what he saw in his day-to-day living, which lets you know the men of the Lord were into the scrolls. This is a scroll, okay? And he said he saw it unfolding like a scroll. And if I was to really release this and open it up and release it, you'll see it unfolding. And he was just giving a poetic imagery of what he saw as the nukes were going off, and the sky was unfolding as if it was rolling and scrolling like a scroll. All right. All right. And this is what's about to happen to the good old United States of wicked America. All right. And may the Most High You know, do it swiftly. And this is what that prophecy was prophesying. So I'm gonna check the comment board for a shalom mat, and hopefully you come down like we said, you know, to spin party how about Shemel Shai. Right. Um, right. That I'll end on that. Chavar call, Matthew 13 and 16. But blessed are your eyes, for they see, and your ears, for they hear. All right. So this is what it's all about. If you can see these words and hear these words, you know, make an adjustment to your spirit. Come start reading, praying, fasting. Surround yourself by the real men of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, watching the apostles. You know what I'm saying? You don't know their pages, find out the pages. Okay. Um, yeah. What is the 666 mark? GMS Walk and Talk 8, Info Dot Channel 12, it's, Contend for the Truth. It's this is Dallas in Class 3, GMS Chicago Sit Down, GMS Chicago Mapataza, GMS Maccabean Spirit, GMS Army 144. It's so many wonderful channels of men of the Lord. And once you start finding the men of the Lord, you find all the challenges. You got to immerse yourself in the spirit. Whatever brother and teacher, you know, resonates within you, you watch them, but then try to also watch other multiple brothers as well to get a full roundness of the spirit. And you start reading and praying and fasting and coming into the law, statute, commandments to the best of your ability. You're going to make mistakes, all right? You're going to be doing something you didn't know was off, and you can find out, oh, fuck, I've been going off. And the Lord's going to give you a moment in time to repent and clear up that mess, all right? And then don't do it no more. Okay. This is Isaiah 34 and 4. And all the host of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. All right. And that's the example that I just gave. And all their hosts shall fall down, and as the leaf falleth off the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. So the super blood moon eclipse is prophecy, and it's a prophecy of impending doom. And for the righteous, they can see it. For the wicked, they won't. Hopefully, this has been edifying. With that, I'm going to end it. And may Yahweh Shem, Yahweh Shai, bless the righteous, hopeful elect, and you know, bless those the righteous man. So all praises and honor, glory to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Baha Shalom Chakwadash. Rakathum to all the righteous, hopeful elect. Double honors to the apostles out in New York, the Great Millstone, GMS. Honors to all Akim around the planet, lifting up the name of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, and to sincerity. To water to the Akim, Wath Akwath, that was on the comment boards. Shalom to you all, and whoever comes in, watch the video afterwards. After that, I'm going to say, hey, Shalom, Baba Ball, keep watching.